Hello everyone, this is Power X64 Plus, and for today's video we have yet again another laptop. This is a Dell Vostoro 1000. I already took off the memory cover and the battery and everything, but yeah. So externally this looks like it's in good condition, but it's not. The screen has some black splotches on it, not to mention the standoffs. Some of the standoffs are broken, so you can just pull it apart. Yeah, so in this video I'm hoping we can get an operating system on this and see how it performs. So this came to me with two 512 megabyte sticks of DDR2 memory. So this would have originally had 1 gigabyte of RAM. It has an AMD Athlon X2, which I'm guessing that's like I'm guessing that's supposed to be AMD's competitor to the Core 2 Duo. Would have had Windows Vista on it. This one had Windows 7, but I already formatted the drive. So yeah, I'll just boot it up real quick. Right now it has no hard drive. The hard drive for it is here. As I said, it's wiped, so even if it did have a hard drive, it's not going to boot into anything. And the Windows 7 install didn't work, so it takes a little while to start up. There you go. No idea what all these are about. Can hit F1, it's probably just going to say no hard drive or something. Yep, operating system not found. And these, you can see how bad these are. I already have a parts unit on the way. So this is going to probably be a multi-part series where when the parts unit gets here, I'm going to change the screen, and then I'm also going to have to buy more RAM because 1 gigabyte of RAM is not enough. And I'm also going to get it an SSD because no one likes using these things anymore. SSDs are much faster. So let's take this apart. So I'm currently watching a video because I don't know how this comes apart. Okay. I wonder if this keyboard would fit in my other laptop. So the keyboard is held in by 3 screws. This is pretty much exactly like taking apart the Latitude D630 keyboard, taking off the keyboard on that machine. Why? There you go. I have to check if this is compatible with the Latitude D630. Probably not, but it's pretty much the same keyboard, but it just doesn't have the track point nub. Let me just show you what I mean. Latitude D630 keyboard, and this is the Vostoro 1000 keyboard. The only difference is there's no track point nub. Okay, this has no CMOS battery. This is where it would be. There's just no battery there. I'm gonna have to get that resolved. Okay, this cable, and yep, this is our screen. I already have a new one on the way, so that whole top half can just be swapped out. Okay, now supposedly if I pull on this, it'll come off. Let's see. There's one connector here. I'm going to unplug that. It's this corner here that doesn't want to move. Oh, would you look at that? It's a battery that just fell out of the casing for some reason. I heavily doubt this has any life left in it, but I'll put it in anyways. The battery does not stay in the holder, hence why it had no battery. I've never seen one of these holders fail. So clearly they taped it on. See, if I knew how to solder, I would put a new holder, but I can't, so I'm just gonna bend these pins out and hope that fixes it. Seriously? How does this happen? Okay. Is this the right type of battery for this holder? It might not be. There's our top half off. And now you can see the board. You know, this isn't as dirty as I thought it would be. I took this apart because I was expecting that this would be really filthy. When I was peeling it apart, I got a glimpse of this on that speaker. But it's really not that bad. I think what this is the speaker cone or whatever is degrading, and it just looks like that when it's, yeah, that's no good. And as for the fan isn't even that dirty. I mean, I might take it off and brush it out, but this really doesn't need much cleaning. Okay, while we're here, there's something I need to try out of curiosity. It's clearly the same keyboard, just without the track points, so I wouldn't be surprised if they're compatible. And it has a very different ribbon cable, so this is not compatible with the keyboard and the Dell Latitude, which is disappointing, but I'm not surprised. I was hoping I could change out this keyboard and thing, because this keyboard doesn't work properly. We were so close. Okay, so I got 2 laptop motherboards. Why? Because I'm hoping that one of these has a battery. And this one does not have a CMOS battery on it at all. And it's also bent. Oh. This board probably doesn't work. Ooh. Okay. The other board is from a ThinkPad. And it's a different type of battery. Oh, this has 2 speakers. This has stereo speakers. Yeah. I heavily doubt that they work. Or if they do work, they're gonna sound bad. Where do I even start? This isn't dirty at all. Only thing that really needs to be done is all the broken bits of plastic need to be shaken out. Which, wow, there's a lot. Alright, now this battery holder. This is not how it's supposed to work. Let me try putting it in upside down. Well, then it's not going to even do anything. I can't tape it to the board. That's just not the right way to do it. And it's not going to stay. Clearly the original owners tried that, and you saw how well it worked. Okay, I don't know what to do. So I'm just gonna do what they did and use a piece of tape. Where the tape will go, I don't know, because it's not like sticking tape directly to the board is a bad thing and not anything I would do. So let's see what I can do here. Let me clicks into place, and then I'm going to stick the tape on top of it. That's definitely not going to stay though. So I'm basically adhering the tape to the side of the holder. That actually holds in pretty good. I mean, I doubt that it's going to stay over time, but for now it's good enough. Alright. So we've cleaned the fan and reseated the battery. So I guess we can put it back now. There's not much for me to do in here, as I said. My makeshift battery solution is already coming out. Okay, well I have another idea that involves soldering and another style of battery. Why don't we try that? And here's a ThinkPad motherboard that happens to still have this on it, so I'm going to cut the connector off and then solder the two ends onto it. I don't know if this battery still works. It very well might not. I'm just going to cut these off here. I'll leave the connector on the board. This motherboard is dead, by the way. So I have it here for parts. Okay, I have to open a window that can really smell it. It's time to do some soldering. Something that I'm not good at, but I'll have to figure it out. So I'm going to start by putting a little bit on the tip of this wire. Just get on the wire, don't stay on the, get on the wire. Finally. Wow, that dries really fast. This is plastic, so that means it's very likely to melt if I don't do this carefully. Should probably get a pair of tweezers. Give me 1 second. It's not going to be on straight. Hopefully I don't aggravate too many people by doing this wrong. My hands are too shaky for this. Is it gripping? It actually gripped. It's not a great grip, but it's gripped. See if I can do it better than that. Needs to go on like that. My hands are shaking so bad. Okay, that's actually soldered on now. Actually doesn't look too bad. I can't zoom any more than that or else the camera gets fuzzy, so I'll take my word for it. So the next one, that contact is upright. It's not just laid there for me to solder to, so it's not going to be as easy. The CR2032 battery problem is solved, hopefully. This doesn't look great, but if it works, it's good. Okay, so I forgot about this standoff thing. So I just took out all of the inserts that broke or were in the broken studs, and these are the broken studs along this edge. So here's my plan. Screws kind of like this one. That should be long enough to... Okay, well they're long enough, but they're not big enough. Okay, obviously this wouldn't be the right thing to use. I'm just checking. This would work. Now, if I'm unlucky, this will just shatter the rest of the standoff and it's not going to hold. Let's see if that's what happens. And also it's pretty long, so I might have to find a shorter one. But really, if I can have the one on this side and the one on this side, that should be enough to keep it together. This now is the side that is completely gone. So I'm gonna shove this screw in here that's way too big. Let me just make sure this won't stick out the other side of the casing. I don't think it will. It's actually going in pretty easily. Then we're going to stop right there. And just like that, yes, it's not perfect because this part is still a bit loose, but at least now it's not going to try and pry in two pieces by simply looking at it wrong. So, problem solved. This has Windows XP on it. I've already set up the drive the way I want it. Oops, I forgot to put the battery back in. Not like that matters. I mean, this battery is very dead. Still a little bit of flex on this, but it's good enough to hold together. Might be able to use the casing from the for parts one to fix it. Alright. What do we get? This is anything like the Optiplexes from the same era. It's probably RAM. Okay. There you go. I was a bit worried for a second that something was wrong. If we're lucky, this will not crash. Okay, good. So, I already partitioned this. The partition that's called XP is, of course, I made that to install XP on it. Leave the current file system intact. And that's going to do its thing. Okay. Was that supposed to happen? I don't know. That's a good sign, I guess. There you go. An exciting new look. Windows XP supports a visual design, blah 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 blah. 39 minutes. Okay. Oh, by the way, once this is done, I'm gonna have to get all the drivers for this. Shouldn't be too hard. I mean, it's a Dell, and Dell usually keeps their drivers up. So. Right, I guess I'll turn back on the camera when I'm setting up the drivers, and then we can try and load YouTube or something on this. Okay, so we're here on XP. I got it installed. Welcome to Found New Hardware Wizard. We're going to ignore that. So obviously, as you might guess, pretty much all of our drivers are missing. I can say that without even looking at the device manager because our screen resolution is wrong, which suggests our graphic drivers are missing, and the Found New Hardware Wizard appeared. How do I even find Device Manager? Device Manager. Yep. So our audio is missing, Ethernet is missing, so this is missing, a bunch of PCI devices, VGA controller. The other stuff is just standard stuff. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to put another drive in here. And then I need to find where it is. Okay. I'm guessing that's because that's probably not a format that Windows XP understands. Okay, give me a moment. I need to do some things here. So this is the XP installer disk, USB I mean, and the other one, this one, I'm going to need HW info, and I'm going to need Supermium. And I'm copying them to the Windows XP installer USB, because that one is in a format that the computer can read. I know that there's an update you can install that will get XP to read exFAT drives, but this is easier than going through that right now. Oh yeah, look at that. Window trailing. That's a big sign that we don't have the right graphics drivers. Okay, I was just trying to close some of the windows and... Oh, it's finally done after all that pain. I'm just gonna copy the one we're using. I'm gonna copy the one we're using to the desktop. Can I do that? What does that say? You cannot drop an item onto a button on the taskbar. However, blah 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 blah. Okay. I have never seen Windows XP struggle to run. So we're using HW info not only to get information about the hardware in this, but also because I kind of need that information to find certain drivers. Alright, so let's see. This is an AMD Athlon 64X2 TK57. Oh, look at that. I'm gonna have to see how that compares to the other Dell that has a Core 2 Duo. Oh, this has Radeon graphics. I wonder if it can run games. I mean, we won't test that today, but it's got a DVD drive. I can try some games. Sorry, ATI Radeon, not AMD Radeon. I guess this is before they changed the name or bought them. That's the motherboard, the BIOS date, and all these other things. And yeah. First thing, I'm gonna try and get the drivers for that graphics card. AMD Radeon Express 200 / blah 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 blah. Okay, now we can finally restart. Wow, and you can actually hear the sound now. Yeah, those speakers aren't great, but they're better than the one in my D630, which is, it's pretty much not even there anymore. You can barely hear it. Original hard drive that came in it. Okay, there's the sound, which is good. I'm surprised those speakers still work. You saw the condition they were in. Okay, our desktop is still at this awful resolution. Oh, okay, it shows Wi-Fi networks now. I'm gonna explore that in a second. First, I need to sort out this screen resolution. Why is the Found New Hardware wizard showing up? What driver is missing? You know what? This should be good enough to get on the internet, so I can just download the drivers from this computer instead of doing all that back and forth. Don't know what new hardware it found, but that wizard pretty much never fixes anything, so... Oh, we can tour Windows XP.
Welcome to Windows XP from Microsoft, the new version of Windows that brings your PC to life. Experience the best. Experience Windows XP. Best for business. Windows XP Professional shines as a business operating system. Get more work done faster, easier, anytime, anywhere. Safe and easy personal computing. Thanks to Windows XP, personal computing just got a whole lot easier and more fun.
That's enough of that. Okay, this seems to be working. Oh. Okay. Maybe it's this one. That's the security center. Network key. Is that referring to the internet? Password? Oh my. Okay, we're on the internet. We are on the internet on the Dell Vostoro 1000. Okay, so now I can install a web browser. The windows now drag around normally. Drivers really make a huge difference. And this is actually a decent LCD. Look at all the space, all the desktop space. Oh, and in case you don't know what Supermium is, it's like Chrome but for Windows XP. Modern Chrome for Windows XP. It's definitely going to stress this thing out because, I mean, let's just check how much RAM is in this thing. Two gigs of RAM, 2.37 specifically. And that's only because I stole some RAM from my Latitude to put in here. Okay then. Oh, and the spinning hard drive isn't going to help us at all. Okay, I'm gonna just sign into my... I'm not actually gonna sign into my account, because if I do, it's going to enable sync, and then all of my extensions are gonna be trying to load on this thing. Okay, first things first. Yep. And that actually loaded surprisingly fast. Not that my website is particularly intensive. Now it's time for the ultimate test. This is probably going to cause it to freeze. Or crash. These are all embedded YouTube videos. Can it play it? Then after this, I'm gonna actually try and visit YouTube and see if it's usable at all. I'm not expecting it to be. How do I turn down the sound? Okay, it's actually playing. It is. I didn't expect it to play. Seriously? This CPU is handling YouTube on Windows XP with a mechanical hard drive and 2 GB of RAM. I was thinking it wasn't going to play. Alright, let's try going to the actual YouTube site. Okay, this is where it slows down a bit. And get some sound. Yeah, that's not great. And that's at 360p. This is more what I expected. I'm guessing that the embedded video is less intense than this. What about the YouTube homepage? Okay, that loaded faster than I was expecting. Okay, let's look something up. And of course, I can hear the fans, but it's actually not that loud. It's surprisingly quiet. Where's my other channel? That's an ad. Wow. Okay, no, it's still a bit choppy. Find the part where something takes place. I mean, you could watch YouTube on this if you were extremely desperate. What is this resolution? That's 480p. At least it's higher than 360p. Can it do full screen? I'm impressed. My Dell Latitude with the same 2 gigs of RAM cannot play YouTube videos, but this can. What's the difference? I thought this CPU was worse than the Core 2 Duo. Okay, it's game time. It can handle YouTube, and I'm actually impressed. It's not great, but if I were to upgrade the RAM in this, it would probably be better. Okay, we're gonna try running a game. Let's just do a test with Midnight Club 2. Might be something wrong with the optical drive. Either that or, I mean, it says DVD, so it must support DVDs. Well, luckily I have this. Oh no. Oh no. I heard a sound. I heard that sound that plays whenever you get an error. Well, that went well. Okay, so it's been a while. I'm trying another game, Unreal Tournament. And yes, the built-in drive doesn't work, and it has a weird interface, so I can't use any of my standard SATA laptop drives on it. So I think we're gonna wrap up for today. I'm gonna have to finish the rest of this video another day. So either this will be uploaded as a part 1, or it'll cut to like a day or two later when I'm back at this again to do Linux. It's just getting too late now, so yeah. Okay, so it's the next day again. So we're back at this, and I came to boot it today, and it refused to get past the grub is loading screen, which is the thing that lets me select the operating system. So I tried a few things. I tried to boot a Linux Live DVD, but apparently I can't boot from this drive. So I'm honestly just fed up with this thing, specifically the hard drive, so I am putting in this SSD, which I took from my Dell Latitude, and I'm using into this machine. So yeah, the Dell isn't going to have a drive now, but really I suspect that this hard drive probably has some problems, which is why it's refusing to get past the loading screen. So I'm gonna start all over, but instead I'm gonna do it on this drive. Yeah, I really don't have a lot of SSDs. Okay, so it's been a few hours, and I've reinstalled Windows on this computer. About Linux, I'm gonna leave that for a future date, because I honestly just don't want to go through all of that right now. So this is a fresh copy of XP. Took out the hard drive. Here it is. The 80 gigabyte Fujitsu 5400 RPM hard drive. Replaced it with a 256 gigabyte Kingston SSD. I did install some games. So we'll start with Underground and see how it performs real quick. I'm going to turn up the graphics and see how far it goes before this starts to get really laggy. 640 by 480. No, that's not good. Medium. High. I'm not gonna customize it. I'm just gonna go with what's here. Then I'm also going to change the controls, because I hate driving with arrow keys. Okay, this is pretty laggy. I mean, this runs better than how my Dell Latitude ran the game, but this is not great. I think it would be better on medium graphics, probably. This is just very laggy. Okay, this is with medium graphics. This is much better. I mean, of course, it looks a little worse, but it performs much better. For reference, to get this game to run properly on a Dell Latitude D630 with the integrated Intel GMA graphics, you have to run the game at like 640 by 480 on the lowest settings. Otherwise, it's very laggy on that laptop. And that's supposed to be a better GPU than this, so I don't know what's going on. The GPU in this is an ATI Radeon Express 1150. yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, let's turn this off because I could play this all day. So yeah, that's really it for the Dell Vostoro 1000. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. This took way longer than I expected. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.